Good morning. What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Happy July 1st. It is time for the color of the month. Welcome in to the Well Dressed Brand TV show. It's the first of the month, so you know what that means. Since January, we have been taking a deeper dive into each color, to a different color every month. And then on Tuesdays, I go live with that color on Instagram. So for those of you who are watching this for the first time in your feed, I'm Toy Sweeney. I am the founder of the Well Dressed Brand. Welcome into the Well Dressed Brand TV show. I'm also the author of a book called The Secrets of a Well Dressed Brand. Listen, I am so excited about this color. As you see, we are not on the color set today. We are on the Well Dressed Brand TV show set. And it's because as we're going through this a little bit this morning, I really want to start to pull this all together and show you really how exceptional the psychology of color is and how you can really become the authority in your business, using your wardrobe as a business strategy. Having the psychology of color is the greatest style hack, wardrobe hack, life hack, business hack. Just really understanding that color can give you such a competitive edge. And so that's why we've been doing this. One of the many reasons why we've been doing this since January. And so let's get a little bit into that. All right. Also, before I get into the color of the month, I want to tell you that since a ton of you, not a ton, 20. I got a couple of new followers on Instagram. So welcome into you. Every Tuesday at 1 o'clock, I am live on Instagram only. At the first of the month, I'm live on all platforms. So Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Roku. I'm live on all platforms the first of the month regarding color. And then on Tuesdays, I am just live on Instagram. So if you want to be part of the Well Dressed Brand family, make sure you head on over to toysweeney.com. If you're watching this on Instagram, it's the link in my bio. Sign up for the Color of the Month newsletter. There is exceptional things in there. We talk about ways to wear the color of the month. There are Amazon picks on there. There is, there's so many different things on there. Clips to fashion shows, crazy stories, and how I relate to each color. It's amazing. So make sure you sign up for that. Also, if you have not picked up my book, Secrets of the Well Dressed Brand, you can find it anywhere books are sold. There is a link on my website. There's also, or if it's easier for you, like it is for me, head on over to Amazon and pick up Secrets of a Well Dressed Brand. If that title is too much for you to remember, just type in my name. Also, you can head on over to Roku. If you are a Roku watcher, get into your app, type in my name. It'll bring you to the Well Dressed Brand TV show. Have you guys not? This is the perfect thing to binge this summer because you can get caught up on all the past interviews and the colors of the month. If you're like, hey, this is my first time joining, what's going on? You can go all the way back to January and watch the color of the month that way. So yes, let me tell you, so many excited things going on. I love the color of the month. You guys have been so excited about it as well. We've been learning so much. I know I say that every month, but listen, this month, number one, red is one of my favorite colors. My favorite colors are my brand colors, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more, but that's why I'm on the Well Dressed Brand TV set, because we've covered black, we've covered white, and today we're covering red, and I want to bring that all together and into you. So I wanted to just make sure that I call that out for the newcomers. And also, oh, hey, Well Dressed Brand fam. So you did not get your your newsletter in your mailbox this morning. I apologize for that. Let me tell you, I'm always going to give it to you straight. I was so exhausted this week. I needed to take a day of rest when I really needed to be working on getting that over to Meg so she can take my words and images and make them beautiful for you. And so I just said, Meg, can we please just, send it out on Monday? I was feeling, what do you call, I was burnout. Like I was feeling the burnout start to set in, because when I tell you I've been so busy working like 60 hours a week, just crazy between all the things that are going on. So I just took a little bit of a minute And so you will get it on Monday. I'll cover a little bit more today than I typically would, but listen, red is so vast. It is so exciting. It's so crazy that there's no way I can cover this all today. And still have you watch the whole show. So you watching Instagram on Tuesdays is going to be really important because red, and I know I'm going to say this again later, but man, let's tell you, red is the most studied color in the world. It's 40 years old and it's the most studied color in the world. It has been around as long as humans time, like forever. And so there was never a time that red wasn't a part of art history, all of these things. And so there is so much to cover. So there's no way we'll get all into it all today, but I'm going to give you the best overview that I can. And then on Tuesday, oh my gosh, Tuesdays this month are even going to look a little bit different because there's so much information and there's so many things to cover. I mean, I can't even. So I'm excited. So outside of the reason of that, my birthstone is ruby, which is also red because I'm a July baby. It's my birthday month. And let me tell you, I love my birthday. Not because, coming from an ego place, but it really is just coming from a place that every day that every year that I'm lucky enough to wake up, I am so grateful to be alive and to just get about my father's business. So I'm excited about this month for various reasons. And I love red. I can't remember a time where I didn't love the color red. I was thinking about when you guys get the newsletter, there's a funny story about me and the color red in there. But I even remember, do you guys remember those shoes candies? They were like, I mean, they're really popular again, but I remember being really young, probably like 8 or 9, and really wanting these candies. And my mom was like, those shoes are too grown for you. So she wouldn't let me have them. But I still remember when I turned 14, I'll never forget my Aunt Pesh came to visit, and she is a huge reason why I'm in fashion because I got to spend the summer with her when I was 16, and she's an interior designer. But before that, she designed clothing. And I was so inspired looking through her projects from when she was in college and going into these different homes. And it just really inspired me even today to want to continue to build a lifestyle brand. And so that is it. But I remember when I was 14, she came to visit and she let me buy what my mom would consider shoes that were too grown for me. Red strappy sandals. Oh my gosh. And at 14, what? Let me tell you, you could not tell me that I was not somebody. And my mom would not let me wear the shoes. She was like, those are too grown. No, ma'am. So I still remember, and to this day, I still love strappy sandals and I still love the color red. I've always loved it. So let's get into some reasons as to why we love the color red. Are any of you red lovers? Let me know. Okay, so red is the color of energy. Am I bringing the energy today? Passion, action, ambition, determination. Doesn't that make sense that, as a red personality, this is my office decor, and that I would have a song. My camera I gotta get, okay. I hear JP yelling at me to fix my camera in my mind. um, that I would have a sign that says "Be afraid of mediocrity" behind me. All of these are kind of messages of red, and so I'm not going to go into like every little picture behind me, but you can kind of get the look and the feel of what I'm talking about. Red is warm, a positive color that's associated with our most physical needs. What's your most physical need? Red also speaks to your will to survive. Think about that. Now, that is deep. That is deep. That is deep. It exudes a strong and powerful masculine energy as well. And all of that is according to colorpsychology.com. Red is energizing, It's exciting. It excites emotions, and it motivates us to take action, take action, take action. So, for those of you who are entrepreneurs, when you have a call to action in your messaging, that click here button, act, sign up now. All of those are typically red, right? And it's because of the way that our eyes process the color red. Red is the most attention grabbing color on the spectrum. It's the color of leadership, ambition, pioneering, and a pioneering spirit. I have so many papers in front of me. I don't want to get them all confused. I have them numbered. That's how much we have to cover in such a short time. Okay, and I'm going to keep my eye on the time as well. Okay. Red can give you confidence. So for those of you who are maybe shy and you're like, and I can't just, go out there and just wear red that way, or not so much that, but if you're just kind of not one that just likes to be out front, but maybe you are wanting to be, out front more, then red can help you if you feel like you're lacking power. That's where we're going with that. It's the color of movement. Again, going back to that physical action. Red is often used to express love. So we think about like Valentine's Day, but remember when we talked about the color pink in January, that is the true color of love. And so red is really more about lust, and it really comes with this, again, take action, that kind of sexual energy. And so so that's really when you're talking about love, you're talking about pink. But when you're talking about like passion and lust, you're talking about red. So, and not that these all are taken in that way, but as you think about movies, um, and when you have a woman in power, right, then it could be, then they'll use it as that power confident, kind of thing. But also if they want to create a scene that may be a little bit more risque, red can be used for that as well. And that's kind of what we're talking about. Red also stimulates the appetite. It raises your heartbeat. So you think about a lot of restaurants use red because it stimulates, these different things in us to eat, to crave things, to do all of that. Now, if you are surrounded by too much red, too much red, too much red, you can become irritable, you can become agitated, you become fearful, you can become cautious. So those are kind of some of the downsides. Again, red is the most attention getting color. Red is about 40,000 years old. As I said in the beginning, there is so much research that has been conducted on the color red, more really than any other color. To me, red is a very controversial color. So some of the studies that I'll take a deeper dive into again on Tuesdays on Instagram, but just like a quick thing that I was thinking about, that men and women read the color red completely different. To me, that makes it a little bit more controversial, if you will. Um, I was thinking about a couple of years ago, 5 to be exact, when I got my new pictures for my business, and I did myself in this like red kind of bodycon dress, in a very powerful pose, thanks to Stephanie Humphrey. Shout out to Stephanie for helping me with that photo shoot. And Leah was also there, and we just had a good time, and we got these great pictures. And anyway, when I remember posting it on like social for the first time, and all the women were just like, oh, I love that color. It's so badass. It's so this, it's so that, it's so powerful, it's so strong. It's, like all the things that we've been talking about so far this morning. And then I noticed that when men would compliment the picture, they would just kind of be like, I really like you in that red dress. And I was like, well, those weren't exactly the vibes that I was trying to put out there, but it was more about confidence and determination and ambitions, because I was taking on this big thing of starting the Well Dressed brand and writing the secrets of the Well Dressed brand and all the things that means. And so I love that. So quickly, I just want to kind of make it all come together for you. The reason that I brought that up was because, so we've covered in March, I think it was, we covered the color black. So I'm telling you this because, again, I want you to start thinking about We talk about using your wardrobe as a business strategy, using it as a business, as a business strategy. Yeah, let me just stick to that point, because there's different strategies that you can use it for. So when we're talking about color in business, you choosing your brand colors or your signature colors for your style, mine are one and the same, then you really want to be mindful of it, because as we always are talking about throughout this series, is that color has the power to influence subconsciously. A person is 90% more likely to remember the color that you're wearing before they remember anything else. They are choosing the color when they're picking like house appliances and things like that over anything else. So what do you think they're doing when they're seeing you um, into a room or come on camera for the first time? It's read the same. The emotions are the same. And so I just want to kind of quickly break down my brand colors. And so you can start to see how it makes sense, right? Since we're talking about red today and I've covered that. And so remember in March when we talked about black, and black was about elegance, confidence, and being the authority. White is about new beginnings. And it's just really in wholeness and really shifting your mind so that it's open to receive new things. And so doesn't that sound like doesn't that sound like, you know, for those of you who have been on this journey with me, doesn't that so sound like the well dressed brand? So I know in full confidence that I'm using the right colors, the right branding colors, and everything else. And so as you're thinking about creating products this year, marketing messages, as you're thinking about, again, starting your company or creating your signature style, color is key. It's so the colors that you choose are very, 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 very important. So, um, let's see, where do we want to go next? So again, red is all about energy, action, desire, and passion. We covered that. Do we want to do favorite, if your favorite color is red first, or do we want to, how much time do we have? Oh, we're doing great on time. Hopefully I'm not talking too fast for you guys. We just had so much to cover. So if you love the color red like me, sorry, I'm going to take a sip. I don't need these. I already covered that. I covered it quicker than I realized. If your favorite color is red. All right. So having red as your favorite color, it identifies you as an extrovert. Do I seem introverted to you? I don't think so. And then I married an extrovert. Gosh, we are just, my son's like, y'all too much, but he's also an extrovert. So you can imagine what goes on in my house. The level of, um, oh, thank you. You are fabulous. Thank you for sharing your passion. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Hey, Jesse. What's going on, Instagram fam? Y'all are up and awake this morning. I was like, no one's going to be on this live. I love it. I love it. I love it. So if red is your favorite color and you are extroverted, optimistic, courageous, and confident. You are action oriented. Check. Physically active. You have a physically active sex drive. That is a sorry. Let me slow down. You're action oriented. We said that. That's true about me. You have a physically active sex drive, and sex is a necessity to you, and you have a strong survival instincts. With a favorite color red, you like to be the center of attention. In fact, all reds crave attention. Other people are drawn to the vitality and the sense of excitement that it emits. And so they're saying like people are going to be, drawn to you. Now, when I was a kid, my family used to say, not in a mean way, of course, like, oh, she's just doing it she just loves attention. She just loves attention. And maybe that was true, but not in a bad way. I'm not like one that's going to like knock a girl down to get, I know how to take the back seat, because in order to lead, you have to know how to follow. And I'm a good follower. I can do that. I'm a great wingman too. If I go out with my single friends, I am the best wingman. So I don't need to be in the forefront all the time, because I mostly wear black a lot when I go out, and so that's not a color that is loud and in your face, because I know how to chill in the cut. As a personality color red, you're stimulating to be with. I've been told that that's true. And you radiate a great deal of energy, but I know how to turn it up and I know how to turn it down. You are ambitious, check, competitive, and like to be the winner. Well, that's true. But I know how to let you win too. I want that for me, but I want that for you too. You are achievement oriented. That is true. And second place is not good enough you. That is also very true. With you, it's all or nothing. Now, there's pages and pages and pages and pages of this that goes into more about that. And so we're not going into all of that, but that's just a great little, and I won't go into like what it means this time if you don't like red, because we just have so much to cover. Okay, so as we talk about every month, red and each color, all colors, hold different meanings in different cultures. And so you can't just be like red and slap the bumper sticker on it and go, this is what it means for everything. So in Western culture, is what we're talking about. Red is associated with intense emotions such as love, but it's really passion, remember, and romance. And I just think that's one of the things that's so controversial about the color red. Red, in fact, I do want to give you some little. When we're talking, I skipped over this, so let me go back. When we're talking about red being the most studied color in the world, so it is because of the emotional and psychological implications. Um, so, for example, there's a study called, and we'll go into this again. We'll take a deeper dive into this on Tuesday, but there's a study called the red shoe effect, and where they do this study with this professor who they do a bunch of different professors at this college, and they have one professor wear red shoes as he's teaching his class. So, like, I'm just imagining like Converse or something, because that's when you look at the study, that's the picture that the writer, the journalist decided to use anyway. So basically what was coming from that is at the end of the time of this study, like the semester or however long they did it, this professor was deemed more not only more confident but more interesting, or as Sally Hogshead would call it, more fascinating. People were more drawn to this person and they wanted to take his class a little bit more. And so it's great. So the study kind of goes on to say, or the article that was written about the study, one of them, it was many of them, talks about, that can be said for just bright colors in general, if you kind of have something, but the study was initiated with the color red. The second study that is often talked about with the study red is one that they did with waitresses. And so, good morning, Sally. And so one of the other studies that they did was with waitresses. And so they had a group of waitresses wear red, one wear green, a group of them wear blue. And the waitresses that were wearing the color red, right, were tipped more than anyone else. And so all of these things that we're talking about, as again, it's very intriguing. It's very exciting because there is no other color in the world and that really kind of grabs your attention the way that red does. And so we'll go into some of those other colors. So now let's talk again about the symbolisms in different cultures. So Western culture, in many Western cultures, red is associated with intense emotion, as we've talked about, power, energy. It's also commonly associated with Christmas. I guess I could pull this off for holiday, maybe. Now, listen, you guys, really quick. Look how I'm out of my comfort zone today. I am such a stud girl. But I wanted to show you not only different shades of red, but as I'm encouraging you to try different colors and get out of your comfort zone. And who am I to not take my own advice? So I've been trying every month to kick off the color with like a bigger earring because I love clean, minimalist. I like that. That's like more of my style. But I'm not mad at these. I don't know if I'm going to keep them, but I'm not mad at them. The other thing too that was a change for those of you who've been following me for a while, that it is rare that I'm not rocking my red lip. And so for the last 5 years, it's been the Kat Von D Outlaw shade. She changed the formula. The new formula is fine. The shade is a little bit different than I like. So When Rihanna hit the stage, and I cannot wait to take a deeper dive into her Super Bowl performance. And we talked a little bit about the color red. And then she pulls out the compact and she pats her face. And she's wearing, this is it, you guys. Can you see it? It's the Fenty MVP. And look how velvety, come on. Are you kidding me right now? Come on, I'm done. So I've now switched to Fenty. All right, Asian cultures. In many Asian cultures, red is a highly significant color. In China, red symbolizes good luck, prosperity, and joy. And in the Western world, when we talk about joy, we kind of talk about yellow and all of those things. It's commonly used in celebrations for weddings, Chinese New Year's. In Japan, it's associated with power, vitality, and it's often used in traditional ceremonies such as weddings and Shinto rituals. I love that. In the Indian culture, red is seen as a symbol of purity and fertility. And remember when we talked about the color white in the Western culture, that